Today I'll be telling Hans Christian Andersen's The Nightingale. Now right off the bat I'm going to let you know that really the only fucked up thing about this fairy tale is its setting. Andersen set it in a fantasy version of China that didn't have any base in the culture. Big surprise. Andersen's inspiration for the tale came from a visit to an amusement park in Copenhagen, which featured some pagodas and other Chinese motifs in the design. He found it very whimsical, and he wrote the tale in a day. So, not a lot of research happening. No sensitivity readers back in the day. He was likely also influenced by a design element that was kind of declining in popularity, I think, around his time, but was still around. It's called chinoiserie, and it's basically a Western interpretation of Chinese design aesthetics. If you're into design history, there's a great article in Elle Decor about it. They talk to a lot of designers from the AAPI community to discuss its complicated history. But the themes of the tale are still pretty resonant, that of artificial beauty versus natural beauty. I did a little digging to see how Chinese people have responded to the Nightingale in its various forms throughout the years. Some, like artist Peach Tao, love the story. She even created this artwork inspired by it. This article from China Daily is about the 200th anniversary celebration of Hans Christian Andersen's birth in China. But some folks have been really hurt by it. Chinese blogger The Panda Daily explains the problematic origins of Andersen's tale. Their article was in response to a 2012 musical of the story composed by Duncan Sheik, which utilized colorblind casting. And this is an instance where that colorblind casting wasn't appropriate because very few Asian actors were featured. But on the flip side, Pan Asian Repertory Theater presented their own version of the tale, which they just showcased virtually last May. So it seems the story has some resonance for some of the Asian community, but others have been hurt by it, especially when white people continue to fuck it up.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.
Ding! Once upon a time, a very long time ago in China, the emperor lived in the most beautiful palace in the world. The palace itself was made of porcelain. It had an incredibly large and ornate garden. The gardeners had hung bells from the flowers, so you could even listen to its beauty as well as take it in. But if you walked through the garden, you would reach a forest that went very, very far and wide. And at the end of this forest, there lived a nightingale. And its song was so beautiful that even the hardworking fishermen at the edge of the forest would stop to listen.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
It's so beautiful! Those who traveled to the palace made sure to write about the nightingale as the best thing in the kingdom. These travel books eventually made their way to the emperor himself. What the fuck is this nightingale they keep going on about? Chamberlain! Apparently there's this amazing nightingale in my kingdom, and no one's ever told me about it. I've never heard of it myself. It's never appeared at court. Yeah, no shit. Summon this nightingale to court immediately. The Chamberlain set out on a quest to find this nightingale, but he didn't search anywhere outside the palace at first. I've asked everyone on the royal grounds about the nightingale, and no one's heard of it. Surely it has to be a fable that these people made up. The mighty Emperor of Japan sent me this book with the news about the nightingale. Are you gonna tell me the Emperor of Japan is talking out of his ass? No. Yeah, I didn't think so. Track down this nightingale for me tonight. If it doesn't show up to the court by this evening, I'm having everyone in the court punched in the stomach. Alright, I'm on it. Now the full court jumped in to find this mysterious nightingale. They were still just asking around on the grounds, but lucky for them, a little girl that worked in the kitchen knew exactly who they were asking about.
Oh yes, I know about the nightingale. Every night I take some scraps home to my mom, and on my way back I rest in the forest, and I listen to its beautiful singing. It's so lovely, it's like a mother's kiss. Little girl, you take us to that nightingale and I'm gonna give you a permanent post in this kitchen, and you get to watch the emperor eat. Oh, I love to watch rich people eat!
So the kid leads the chamberlain and half the court to the forest. On their way, they hear a cow mooing. Ooh, so that must be the nightingale. What a powerful sound for such a small creature.
That's a cow?
We have a lot longer to go. A bit later, they heard a chorus of ribbits. Ooh, there it is! It sounds a little like church bells.
No, those are frogs.
Do you guys even know what a bird sounds like? Or church bells? Don't worry, I think we'll find it soon.
Oh yes, there she is! Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That ugly thing? That's the nightingale? Maybe it just looks so shitty in comparison to how opulent we are.
Nightingale, the emperor wants you to sing for him.
Ooh, with pleasure.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Tell me, emperor, did you like it? Would you like some more?
Oh, that's so cute. She don't even know who the emperor is. No, bird! The Emperor wants you to come to court to sing to him there. Oh, well, I think I sound a little better outside. But sure, let's do this. In anticipation of the Nightingale's arrival, the palace had been cleaned and decorated. They'd set up a little golden perch in the great hall where the Emperor would receive the Nightingale, and everyone arrived to the occasion dressed up in their best duds. Nightingale, you may begin. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly. I've never heard anything so beautiful in my life. I bestow upon you my highest honor. Chamberlain, hang my golden slipper around the Nightingale's neck. Oh, no, I refuse. The tears of the Emperor are prize enough. Besides, if you hang a shoe around my neck, it will literally kill me. From that day forward, the Nightingale became a fixture in court, and everyone else at court got fucking Nightingale fever. The ladies of court all wanted to imitate her. Listen, Joy, I figured out how to sound like the Nightingale. Oh, yep, Anna, you nailed it. People started greeting each other with the word Nightingale. Night. Gale. A bunch of people named their kids Nightingale. But soon things started to sour for the Nightingale herself. So the Nightingale was set up in a very fancy cage, and she was permitted to go outside twice a day. But when she was allowed to go outside, she had 12 ribbons tied to her foot with a servant holding each end. It's like you all weren't even listening to my Steve Miller song. But what really turned things around was when a huge package arrived for the Emperor. It was a gift from the Emperor of Japan, and inside was a beautifully wrought mechanical Nightingale. It was made of gold and inlaid with rubies and sapphires, and you could wind it up and it would sing a song. This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it not knowing what it was, and they continued singing it forever just because this is the... And the people at court loved it. First of all, it's much easier to look at than the, real Nightingale. Yes, and the song is so catchy. I, for one, like how reliable this one is. You know, that gray-feathered bitch won't sing the same song twice. But this one, you wind it up, you know what you're getting. It's reliable. Now, we can love both things. Let's have them sing a duet. Nightingale, robot Nightingale. That certain night, the night we met,
yes, it
there
goes
was
on
magical
and on,
blood
my
in the air.
friend. Some people started
Sing Freebird. There were
singing it,
angels
not knowing what
dining
it
at the
was,
Ritz,
and they'll
and
continue
a
singing it
nightingale
forever just
sang
because
in
this is a song that
Berkeley
doesn't
Square.
end.
Well, maybe if you just, harmonized. The
Yes, it
moon
goes
that
on
lingered
and
over
on,
London
my
town. You know what? This
friend. Some
sucks.
people
Well, clearly this isn't the mechanical bird's fault. It keeps perfect time, and it's not a fucking uggo. Suddenly they realized that the mechanical bird was singing alone. 'Cause the Nightingale was like, yeah, fuck this noise. And she left the palace. She can't quit. I fire her. The Nightingale is hereby banned from this court. So the Emperor now set the mechanical Nightingale up on the little golden perch, and robot Nightingale fever took over the court. And about a year went by, and people continued to like the mechanical version of the Nightingale. But one night when the Emperor was listening to the steampunk Nightingale, its gears began whizzing and it was making weird noises and... This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. Boing. Oh no! Someone! Call a doctor! Hello, Your Majesty. You feeling all right? You got a fever? You got a cough? No, not for me, for my bird. Oh, this is a machine? I think you're gonna want a watchmaker? Fine, get the watchmaker! Alright, well I patched it up as best as I could, but honestly it could use some replacement parts. I just can't guarantee it's gonna sound the same if I go through with that. You can't overwork it, you know? Save it for special occasions. Huh. Well, that's a bummer. But soon a bigger bummer was about to happen. About 5 years later, the Emperor himself became very ill, and the prognosis was not great. He became bedridden. One night, as he lay in bed, he felt this huge weight on his chest. He opened his eyes and saw that Death himself was sitting on his chest. Ah! And Death was wearing his crown and holding his sword and banner. The time has come, old man. Ready for your life to flash before your eyes? Here's some of the nice shit you did, like... That time I let the kitchen maid take food home to her mother. But I got some rough memories too, buddy. That time the waitress said, enjoy your meal, and I said, you too! Why must you torture me, Death? Robot Nightingale, sing! But no one was there to wind the bird up, and so it made no sound. That robot's not gonna save you now, buddy. But then the Emperor heard a beautiful sound. It must have been cold there in my shadow. What is that angelic noise? It's the nightingale. To never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. Oh, is that it, little bird? Please sing more. I will sing more if you release the Emperor's crown and sword. Done. So I was the one with all the glory, and you were the one with all the strength. I am getting so emotional. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. You know what? I'm feeling so homesick. I'm gonna check back on you later, okay, Emperor? Nightingale, I banished you from my realm, and yet you returned and drove death from my heart. How can I ever repay you?
Don't you know, Emperor, that your tears were reward enough? That's what singers love, to stir the hearts of those we serenade. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything, everything I wish I could be.
Please, won't you stay with me forever? You'll only have to sing when you want, and I will destroy that robot nightingale.
Oh, don't do that. It was only doing the best it could. Now look, I'm not a bird that's bred to live in a palace. But I'll visit you often, and I'll tell you all the goings-on in your kingdom. But you must promise me this. Don't tell anybody you have a little bird that tells you all the secrets of the kingdom. It will go much better for you that way. Thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings. And the nightingale flew away. When the servants arrived that morning, they expected to find their leader dead. So who do you think's next in line for the throne? Good morning! Ah! The end. So there you have it, your fucked up, very abridged version of Hans Christian Andersen's The Nightingale. I have a nice anecdote to share with you about it. So you may know the story was inspired by Swedish singer Jenny Lind. Andersen considered himself a male Jenny Lind, because both of them were considered pretty homely by people, but their art lifted them in people's eyes. And there's a historical account of a man who had grown very ill, who desperately just wanted to hear Jenny Lind sing. It got around to Jenny Lind, and she was like, yes, let me sing for him. And after she did, his health did improve. I learned that and more in my Annotated Hans Christian Andersen by Maria Tatar, which I highly recommend for Andersen fans. Thank you for watching. My followers truly are the wind beneath my